What's up guys, this is Ray and welcome to Asian Filmist. And it's still February, so we're going to continue talking about romantic films, but we're going to dive into some kind of darker territory with this video. So the film we're going to be talking about today is the 2004 film 3 Iron. I remember watching this film way back when, pretty close to its initial release date, and I was wowed by this movie upon watching. It's definitely an experience that I didn't expect to have. And it was actually my first Kim Ki-Duk movie, and I'm pretty sure if you've seen any Kim Ki-Duk movie, you can kind of know what the kind of shock or the kind of surprise I had upon watching this movie. And then this enticed me to check out Kim Ki-Duk's other films, and I can say that 3 Iron is probably one of the tamest films in his filmography, but it's also one of the most accessible. So the story of 3 Iron, it's kind of unique. It's about this young guy, could be in his late 20s or late teens. The film isn't really clear about it, but he breaks into other people's homes. He's kind of a homeless dude. He just wanders homes to home. So whenever he breaks into a home, he uses the food there to cook himself meals. He takes selfies in front of family photos, and he just goes about like he owns the place. But instead of stealing anything like any other burglar would do, he fixes anything that looks to be broken or does any repairs or cleaning the laundry. And he seems to do it just out of thanks to the host for letting him stay over against their knowledge. But one day he breaks into the home of a rich couple, an older man and a very unhappy wife who seems to be the victim of domestic abuse. And one day he breaks in and she's there and he doesn't know it. But then he discovers her presence and he rescues her from her abusive husband, and they kind of go on this adventure together, breaking into people's homes and carrying on like he's been doing. And of course, along the way they encounter, the actual owners of people's homes and even the authorities. So yeah, it's a unique premise on its own. So now let's talk about the positives and negatives I felt were in 3 Iron. First, of course, the positives. First of all, I like the whole plot and the premise behind it all. I think it's kind of unique and just very intriguing. If you were at a DVD store and you read the description, then I think it's one of those descriptions that would entice you into checking it out at least once. And not only that, but the storytelling, the way the film carries out its plot is quite interesting. Throughout the majority of the film, the lead characters have little to no dialogue. Actually, as a matter of fact, the lead guy doesn't even say anything. The lead girl doesn't say anything either until the very last moments of the film. But despite the lead characters not saying any dialogue, you do learn a whole lot about each of the characters through the actions, through their reactions to different events, to exposition that's being displayed by supporting characters throughout the story. And even though you learn about the characters through expositional dialogue, you still come to like the characters. They're easily likable and they're easy to get behind. And I especially like the way the romantic relationship in this movie takes off. They kind of just encounter each other by sheer coincidence. And at that point, they just put up with each other because they find comfort in the other person. And I like the way their relationship develops. It felt really organic. And at first, it felt like it was just a rushed meeting. Like she just wanted a way to escape her relationship, and through the spurt of the moment, he decides to help her get out of that relationship. And at first that was it, but then it just organically evolved into this romantic thing. I also like the music, the soundtrack that was selected to be in the background during each of the scenes. I thought the music choice was excellent. And just like with any other good Kim Ki-Duk movie, there are loads of symbolism and a lot of eerie atmospheres that make watching the film uncomfortable at times. But that's what Kim Ki-Duk does best. And so let's talk about the negatives I felt were in 3 Iron, which aren't that many. I feel like going back and watching it, I didn't have any problems with it, but then just from someone who's new to his films, it could be kind of slow at its pacing. And at times it can feel a little bit too artsy, a little bit too art house, especially towards the final act when it just gets kind of weird and just kind of mysterious. And I personally like the way the final act played out. It really made sense with the lead guy's character and what he plans to do with his relationship with the woman from that point on. But then overall, what do I think of 3 Iron? Even after all these years, I still absolutely love this movie. I mean, I consider 3 Iron one of my favorite Korean films of the early 2000s, and I definitely recommend it for you all to check out. And it's definitely a different kind of story, and if you want a different kind of story and a romantic story at the same time, this is one to check out. And honestly, the thing that kept me intrigued the most about 3 Iron from beginning to end was the fact that the characters don't speak any dialogue, and the fact you can still have really strong and intriguing characters which you get behind despite all of that. And so yeah, those are my thoughts on 3 Iron. What did you guys think? Or what kind of questions did you guys have? Let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to leave a like on this video and subscribe to Asian Filmist to join in more discussions and reviews on Asian films. Follow me on Facebook and Twitter and all that good stuff. And as always guys, thank you so much for watching and hope to see you all again in the next video. Take it easy.